الرحيم سنة من قد أرسلنا قبلك من رسلنا ولا تجد لسنتنا تحويلا أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا ومن الليل فتهجد به نافلة لك عسى أن يبسك ربك مقاما محمودا وقل ربي أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق وأجل من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. The tradition of those whom we sent before you as messenger, and you would not find our law changing. Establish prayer from declining of the sun till the darkening of the night and the Quran of the dawn. No doubt angels are present in the Quran of the dawn. And after tahajjud, offer tahajjud, a prayer preferably in the later part of the night, after waking up from sleep in some portion of the night. This is especially for you. In addition, it is near that your Lord may make you stand at a place where all should praise you, Maqam Mahmuda, and submit like this: O my Lord, make me enter with a just entering, and make me go forth with a just going, and grant me from yourself a helping control. Sadaqullahu Aliyul Azim. Now the mic is over to Janab Dr. Azizur Rahman Sahab. Request him to inaugurate the program. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah al-khair, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Introduce him. So 1 minute,
Okay.
I introduce you.
Right.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum.
I have great pleasure in introducing today's resource person, Dr. Qazi Azher, and our chief guest, Dr. Azizur Rahman, for inauguration. As you all aware, OMIT is conducting the National Science Fair past 13 years. The 14th National Science Fair is going to be held. In connection with this, we are conducting this webinar. Regularly, prior to the conducting the science fair, we conduct a training session to train the teachers how to guide the students. So we have planned a series of 4 webinars starting from this Saturday for the 4 consecutive Saturday. For the first session, we have with us a great personality, Dr. Qazi S. Azher. Actually, Alhamdulillah, the science fair conducted by OMIAT as well as other organization in South India are the brainchild of Dr. Qazi Azher. It is with the guidance and mentorship of Dr. Qazi Azher, Alhamdulillah, we have taken up the slogan of say as to science fair, no to science exhibition. Alhamdulillah, Dr. Qazi Azher for the past 30 years is visiting India and he is touring all over across the nation and popularizing the concept of science fair. The OMS has taken up and conducted as of now the 13th science fair, and we are planning the 14th one now. Alhamdulillah, it is Dr. Qazi Azher who has trained a team of resource persons to conduct a program of this kind. Dr. Professor Ghafur Nisa and Shamim Raja and Dr. Imran and myself are conducting the science, this kind of training sessions. It is only because of the dedicated service by Dr. Qazi Azher, because of his inspiration. Dr. Qazi Azher, we are very fortunate to have a very great personality with us. He is associated professor from Michigan State University, chairman of Scientific Review Committee, Flint Regional Science Fair, member of National Teachers Associations, and he is a vice chairman of Department of Pathology in Harley Medical Center. He authored the book on preparation of science fair and engineering project, and the list goes, and his profile is so long. Due to the time constraint, I am putting it in short. Alhamdulillah, it is because of the Dr. Qazi Azher, and Alhamdulillah, we are able to do all these kind of program. I wish to introduce the chiefest of today's program. Dr. Azizur Rahman is a president of Telangana Science Fair Academy, and sir is also dedicated for the cause of conducting the science fair. He has conducted number of science fair at national level and state level. Sir is associated professor of botany and control of examination, Usmania University. As well, he is a faculty member of Maulana Azher National Urdu University. He authored many books, and his videos in YouTube are very helpful to the UG students of botany. And as well, he is a chairperson. He chaired a session in National Science Congress. He is a best NSS officer awardee, and so on. The list is going very big. With this introduction, Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair for this opportunity. Over to Dr. Nazir Saab to conduct the session.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
So, okay, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. We can proceed.
I can proceed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is my privilege to present myself here for this workshop. I am very much thankful to Allah, in fact, who has created me. And because of him only, the colleagues like Nazar Saab, Dr. Qazi Azher Saab, Siraj sir, who has 40 pages profile, of course, are there with us. Because of him, we are associated.
Sir, you are not audible now.
Yes, sir. Some phone has come, therefore I am disturbed. I am very much thankful to you, sir, and your team. Teachers, we have been created as teachers. Teacher has very much a role to play. I was listening to Dr. Qazi Siraj Azher sir, that how a teacher can mold a student. Because of a teacher, a scientific develop. A man develops like a man. If a teacher is bad, the student will drop out. The same story just now I heard from Dr. Qazi Siraj Azher sir. So therefore, we have been created as teachers, and our Rasool has said that हमको इतने नियामतें मिले, लेकिन सबसे बेहतरीन नियामत जो दी गई है मुझे मौलिम बना के भेजा. तो हमारी responsibility, it is our responsibility to see that a student flourish in his presence. A student always remember his teacher. So therefore, on this occasion of science fairs, the importance of science fairs, etc., and the introduction of science fairs will be dealt by Dr. Qazi Siraj Azher sir. I inaugurate this science fairs of today. OMIAT is doing a wonderful service. National Science Fair of OMIAT Chennai doing wonderful services. I have seen there are 4 consecutive lectures by various eminent personalities, which you are going to listen to all 4 Saturdays. So science fairs are very actually mean a lot more than most people think. There is so much you can get out of science fairs. Actually, these help you improve writing skills. You know that the handmade projects have much significant, because the neuroscience Dr. Qazi Siraj sir said that the major part of it is represented in a brain is a hand. Therefore, if you involve hand to make scientific projects, they are much more significant, because the God has created like this. And science fair allows us to improve communications and social skills also. Apart from this, you can earn money from doing this. The Intel Science Talent Search for high school seniors gives that, you can imagine, $1,250,000 in words. So therefore, science fair is not only giving us the money, recognition, etc. So many things we will get out of the science fair. Science fairs are very important. As Dr. Nazir sir said, that we have to say no to exhibition and we have to say yes to science fair, because the exhibition does not have anything, that simply these are models. We do not use our brain, that the brain power is more. A man can do anything with the help of a brain if you use brain. Usually we are seeing in these days that the rote learning is there by people by heart without knowing the concept of anything. So if you use the brain will do miracles. So by using our brain, we can solve the problems of the people who are suffering because of food as well as diseases, etc. You know, green revolution, the population is increasing like anything, many food is not increasing, but because of the green revolution, scientists like Borlaug, he has produced the dark wheat variety, which has solved the problem of poor people. So therefore, as we know that if we help others, God will help us. So therefore, it is a man. You can, this man, as in Swami Vivekananda said, that the Manava Seva is Madhava Seva. Of course, in Telugu, if you help a human being, you are helping the God, it means. So if you have a desire to help the people, you should have a big dream. People say that there are no labs, how to work, how to perform the research projects. If you have a big dream, you know, if you a burning desire, you can achieve anything. You have seen that the scientists, like if you read the biographies of the world famous scientists, they did not have labs. For example, APJ Abdul Kalam used to go to a tank and see how the birds are flying in the sky every day. That created in his mind, and that solved his problem. He became missile man. Alexander Fleming, he has discovered antibiotics. How? Because he was culturing these bacteria, and he saw some. He went in holidays. After coming back, he has observed some mold is growing, some fungus is growing, and from then that fungus killed the bacteria. Then he found that the fungus can kill the bacteria. Then onwards, antibiotics, were introduced in 1940s perhaps. There was no concept of antibiotics before that, and many people's lives were saved because of antibiotics. We know that after C.V. Raman, there are no Nobel laureates here. However, after that, in Secunderabad area, malaria was taking place. People don't know how the malaria came, and some were thinking that because of bad weather. Some were thinking this was because of bad water. But Alexander, simply, if a teacher, a student, the mind is very curious. We have to develop the ideas. So later they found that there are the mosquitoes. Anopheles mosquito is there, and because of Anopheles mosquito, malaria was taking place. However, they have discovered that inside malaria, unicellular plasmodium was the causal agent of malaria. Hence, he was awarded with the biggest Nobel Prize, Dr. Ronald Ross. In this way, if you want to help others, you have to do this science science fair project. So there's the science fair projects are much significant. We can solve the problems we are enjoying nowadays. Without light, without light we cannot do anything. Thomas Edison is a man. Because of him, we are getting these bulbs, etc., lights, etc. Wright brothers are there. They are the persons who found these planes, etc. So thus we can make the foundation to make the people happy, particularly downtrodden people. The very poor people are there where we have to think about them. And this is a platform where we can emerge as the scientist. A scientist can change the world. And thus, after this, as per our Quran says that the Ikhra means padho, study, with the help of Khalam, with the help of pen, you study and write. So you know that the STEM, science, technology, engineering methods, we have to follow the scientific methods, etc. How the scientific methods are there, how we have to follow everything. There are people who are going to teach us. So simply what we have to do is teacher that if you don't know anything, there are resource persons are there. There are wonderful people are there in the field. They are ready to help without any money. One of them, our as Dr. Kamal Nazar said, Muhammad Kamal Nazar, Dr. Qazi Siraj Azher, he comes to India from the last 30 years without, that is spending lakhs of rupees, and he has a motto to help the people. He says that I am the servant of the God, and thus he is coming us, always helping us, not only coming physically to India, but also you see that he is always available on the phone and help us. Thus, I once again congratulate OMIAT for conducting such workshops, National Science Fair workshops in Madras. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone. I inaugurate this today's science fair seminar workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Azher Rahman Khan Sahab, for your kind inauguration and your valuable and provoking thoughts and your inspiring and motivation speech. MashaAllah, your presence is a great gift for us and you are a torch bearer for us. No doubt, Allah may give you a long life to serve the community, inshallah, for years to come. Thank you, Dr. Azher Rahman Sahab. Again, on behalf of the Ummah, I thank you with the bottom of my heart. Now, I request Dr. Qazi Azher Sahab, the great brain behind all these webinars and science projects. I had no words to tell about him. His introduction already has been given by the Dr. Nazar Sahab. Yeah, it runs pages and pages. You just click the website about him, you will know everything about him. Volumes will speak. Now, I request Dr. Qazi Azher Sahab to kindly have introduction of the science fair program. Sir, mic is yours now. Thank you, sir.
Let me share the screen. Can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yes, sir.
Great. All right. And okay. Well, I would like to. I can't see my. Okay, here it is. There is a picture coming on my. I don't know how to take out this one. Well, science fairs are related with science of scientific investigation, basically, as I have mentioned here.
You can just minimize that, sir.
Okay.
That dash is there, no? You just click on that, it will minimize.
There is a, I don't know how to take out.
Just minimize your button.
Take out this thing.
Yeah, the Zoom members, no, sir? You just go there on top. There is one dash. Just click on the dash.
Hide self view. Oh no, sir. Not hide self view. Chat,
Yeah, sure, sir.
shows, and
Yeah, you move.
oh, this is mute. Oh, no.
No, sir, on top, see, it's the list of, this one you only you want to,
Stop sharing?
no,
No.
no, no, no.
Okay, let me, oh, well, okay, you know, most probably I will do it. My screen is hidden here by pictures. I don't know how to, okay. Oh, thanks God. Well, it's gone. That's great. So, okay, let me go back. So basically, every child who is born as a scientist. So what the scientists do, you know, when we say child is born as a scientist, what the child does, basically, the child is trying to find out, and he or she has a curious mind, and with that curious mind, he or she uses all the senses to explore the world around, the environment, people, objects, everything. So that's what a scientist does. A scientist observes first, and with eye, the sense of seeing and touching, the child grabs something when he sees a rattle and uses it and shakes it, puts in his mouth, uses all the senses to explore, identify the objects. So the same thing is done by a scientist. First observes and then asks the question. Like in this picture, a mother who is taking her child in her arm, and the child asks, "What is that?" If that is a moon, she will say, "What is that lighting? Oh, the light I'm seeing, a round ball." So the curiosity leads the observation first, and the curiosity asks the question, and that is the scientific question. You know, the same thing. Look at that smallest kid, and Pope is has taken that kid in his arm, and he wants to take out the cap of the Pope and find out what is inside. So that's, you know, that's the way kids explore. And here, another girl, she's trying to find something in the grass. So she found a small plant and she's looking at the flower or whatever, you know, the fruit. So there's something. So they are curious with their surroundings and always wanted to know. And same thing with the Newton. And he was sitting under the tree and, you know, an apple fell. And that was the observation. And the observation led to, uh, you know, a question, why the fruit fell down? Why it didn't go off? So, so now the question comes. First observation, next is the scientific question or the question based on curiosity. These are the steps of scientific method. So one thing we must remember that if we go back into the history, whenever nations who were advancing and were being powerful were able to rule the world. So they dominate the world. Like now, all the countries who are ad, advanced in the field of science and technology, they are they are the masters of the world. They try to control other nations who are not advanced. So if you want to progress in your country, you want to see your country in forefront, then you have to somehow advance in science and technology. This is what science fairs are trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do in India for last 30 years. And if you are a teacher, and if you want your country to be advanced, your people, your community to advance, then you have to pay attention towards the science and technology. Okay, so nation who progress in the field of science and technology have always prospered and played an important role of leadership in the world. So I'm not going to go in much more details, but I want to let you know that science is a discovery. Engineering is invention, and invention needs technology. Science discovers, science discovers, and engineering invents through the technology, the tools of technology. You are right in front of me. I am in a hotel now in Kadapa, a district in Andhra Pradesh. And right in front of me is the refrigerator. I have put this water bottle in that refrigerator. It is cooling. And that refrigerator, a cooling device, is a technology. How did it come? Because we were feeling hot at one time, how we should cool ourselves. So we used to have a little hand fan, and then the real blowing fan, and that cools your body. And then there was a time when we found a gas which can cool the pipes, and that technology led into a refrigerator. Okay, the freezer inside has those small pipelines that freezes below the ice temperature. Okay, so that, as I said, it starts with science, ends with technology. Okay, now as I mentioned, science is discovery and technology is invention, or engineering is invention. Now I will give an example. Watson and Crick discovered DNA. Everybody knows. And those were the days when, I believe, 1953, Watson and Crick discovered DNA. Now, once you discover the DNA, the science has discovered the DNA, and its application is everywhere. And that resulted in a technology called genetic engineering. Forensic medicine use DNA technology to identify criminals' DNA or a blood in which we can find out that blood has whose DNA. So, so this science discovers, and engineering has the technology to help your problems. And the problem here is, who killed this person? So, or who is this person dead in here? Because he is decomposed, and you can take the sample of DNA and can prove that this DNA belongs to that person. And here is Watson and Crick. In 1953, they built a I have some guests here.
May I'll take them.
Yeah, could you take them? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, I'm in a hotel, so some visitors have come, and school children have come to see me, but I asked Vapur ma'am to take them to her room. So let's see. What is now? I want to go, say some facts about India and USA. When we are saying USA, we look forward in, whenever somebody talks about USA, we think USA is a well-developed country and very advanced. And of course it is advanced. And how about India? When we compare the population of India, it is more than 1 billion, 1.3 billion, whereas population of USA is 0.3, 300 million. Okay, so population-wise, America is a fraction of 1/3 of 1/4 of population of India. Population doesn't mean anything. You know, you may be more in number, but what it means is the country which is advanced in science and technology means a lot. It doesn't matter how small is that country. There was a time when Britishers were a small country. If you look at the British map, it's the smallest one. But they were powerful in their technology and science. Same thing when Arabs in the medieval period, Arabs were the most advanced, they had the most advanced scientific knowledge. They were the one who came up with scientific method. Al-Haytham was the one who came up with scientific method. If scientific, British encyclopedia mentions that the first scientist was Al-Haytham. Al-Haytham is a Latin form of Al-Haytham because his books were translated into Latin. So those countries were, the Arab countries were, compared to what you are seeing, this big European and Russian and all those things, they were small. So the country size doesn't matter. If compared to United States or other country, India may be smallest one, but that doesn't mean anything. If India comes forward with all this, scientific advancements, science and technology, then India could be dominating the world. We will become the leaders in the world. Okay, and then India will shine. How? Through science and technology. Our teachers should pay attention how we should make our children, our students, scientists. Population doesn't mean anything. And if you look at the universities in India, we got many universities than United States of America. We can't even compare Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Our IIT has not invented anything. Well, on the other hand, if you look at MIT, every year 600 new inventions come out of America, or that single institution of America. Please, I think we are getting. Now, as far as Nobel laureates in science is concerned, India has so far in science only 2 Nobel laureates. Dr. Azizur Rahman Saab has mentioned the 2 names. One was the Ronald Ross, who discovered malarial parasite, and the other one was Sir C.V. Raman. And that was in 1930. What happened since then? India got independence. What are we doing? What is happening to our education system? Why India, a little country like Finland, Hong Kong are on the top list? What happened to India? Why we are not progressing? What is wrong with the education system? So we have to think and come with some kind of a solution. So long back, I have realized that we are far behind in real science and technology. So I started 30 years ago, coming every year, sometimes every 6 months to United States, from United States to India, just to make the government, state government know that we are lagging behind in science, and our kids do not know what is scientific method. We do research at much later period in our life when we were doing PhD. So till then, nobody does anything. When you look back at Thomas Alva Edison, he didn't have any PhD. He didn't have even, he was just a graduate, high school graduate, and her mother and, helped him to know reading and writing. But by himself, he invented a lot of inventions. So that is the thing. And that today, I'm in the light because of Thomas Alva Edison. Look at one person has done so, just one invention, I'm just telling you. There are so many inventions he did. Okay. So India is proud to have big scientists in the past, but does it mean anything now? We may say we are proud to have this person, like Aryabhatta, and he was a great mathematician and he was a scientist and all those things, which is true. Are we producing Sushrata now? Are we producing Ronald Ross, 1902? And you can see that this malaria was rampant at that time. And, he discovered, and his name is Allah Baksh. He was a technologist. You can see he has put the lab coat, and he was looking under the microscope and recording all these stages of malarial parasites. So the first thing is observation, and then you have a logbook, and in the logbook you have to record. You have to record, and that is very important. And when you are doing science fair project, logbook is important. When you are doing science exhibition, it doesn't mean anything. Whatever I'm saying, it was not done by science exhibition. Science exhibition you can do for millions of years. Not a single Sir C.V. Raman will be born. You remember this, and I'm telling to the teachers, every year through your teaching career, teaching life, generations are passing by, and we have not made them Sir C.V. Raman. It is our fault, our education system fault, our teachers fault. Today, I want to stress, please shut down. Please turn off the microphone. This is very important. I'm telling the teachers, I'm a teacher too, even though I'm a doctor, but I'm teaching you. If I do not pass this information, God will ask me what you did, why you did not tell those teachers. You are a teacher also. You have B.Ed degree also. Why you didn't do? I'm fulfilling my responsibility, and I would like you to make sure that you produce future Nobel laureates in science and lead your country. And Sir C.V. Raman Research Institute is still in Bangalore, in India. Since 1949, we did not produce any Nobel laureate. It hurts me. On the other hand, from India, when people go out, they win Nobel Prize, like Hargobind Khurana. He made a gene, DNA, so he was awarded for that the Nobel Prize. Subramaniam Chandrasekhar and Venkatraman Ramakrishna, we call him Ramakrishnan and we call him Venki. And this is Hargobind Khurana. In 1968, he won Nobel Prize. And Subramaniam Chandrasekhar, he was the one who discovered structure and evolution of the stars, how these stars are formed. And of course, in 2009, Venkatraman, he is from Tamil Nadu, and Omiyat is from Tamil Nadu, and Omiyat should take the flag of scientific method in the form of science fairs in every school. Every school should start science fairs, which is nothing but research and scientific research. So he worked on function of ribosome, how the proteins are made in the ribosomes. And he is the father of, Al-Haytham is the father, and in Western world, European world, he's called Al-Hazen. So he was the inventor of scientific method, all the steps of. And Bradley Stephens, he mentions about Al-Haytham or Al-Hazen, inventor of scientific method, Middle Eastern Da Vinci, first scientist, and of course the greatest contribution to the science by Al-Hazen is he is the father of optics. Who says this? Not Muslim, even though he was a Muslim, but Europeans tell him father of optics. Your concave lenses, your convex lenses, and the laws of refraction and reflection is through him. So with that, you can see Boston Lab, they have put a painting in their main office where Al-Haydan is putting a stick in the water, and you can see that the stick is under the water is bent. This is because of the refraction when the light rays passes or any object, reflected objects, light rays passes through a denser environment, it bends. So that is the less denser medium, that is air, and denser medium is the water. So it kind of bends towards the angle of what we call an angle of refraction. Okay, so with all this, and usually when children are born, we try to shut them off by saying, you ask too many questions. Let them ask questions and try to give an answer. When in the classroom, when when the students ask questions to the teacher turns them off. They say, you are asking, shut down, says, well, listen to me, don't say anything, pin drop silent. But let them ask the question. Like the 2-year child may say, why cats can take a bath? Why they don't take bath? And dogs, why they don't brush? And why I have to brush my teeth? So all these questions, you try to answer them. And this is so when I was in Tamil Nadu, this is Kalavi Today. I think Education Today is the magazine of Tamil Nadu government. So I gave a presentation there about, what we can do for that. In that they have quoted my saying, I firmly believe the science fairs are the best way to promote scientific thinking in the minds of children through this mechanism to spread the interest of and promoting science. A promotion of science is adopted. Those days of Nobel laureates are not far away when many more Sir C.V. Ramans will be born again. So that is an important statement which I made to the Science Council of Tamil Nadu. On the same day when I was about to give presentation, a Hindu paper was dropped in my hotel room. And when I looked in the education page, this was an article written by Christopher Kaufman. Okay. And what does it say? Little focus was paid. Let me see. Little focus on research in Indian universities. No Indian university or even the IIT secured a place in the world's 100 best institutions. Very sad. I felt very bad. My struggle, was not fruitful. What I'm trying to do, IIT, we kind of jack up so much about IIT. We talk about so much about IIT. Oh, IIT is a bust and all this. Not a single invention from IIT. Engineering means invention. How many inventions came out of this institute? I'm not trying to put down our universities. What it hurts me is why we are not there, because we are not teaching our students, right from the school, how we can do inventions, how we can do discoveries, what is science. We are just, rote learners. We are memorizing things. We are memorizing facts. We are making some models of the known facts and putting them as a science exhibition. This hurts me. And as a teacher, every teacher should hurt and should struggle what to do. You should come to us, how we should bring our country, how we should bring our people advance. And we are here. Dr. Nazar is here. Dr. Azizur Rahman is here. Ghafoor Madam is here, and more. Dr. and she will guide you how to do research, scientific research. So our purpose is to bring our country at forefront. So, and you can look at here. Red means we are so backward. Look at this red. There are only two countries which are in the red. One is India and Bangladesh. No, that is part of India. And there is another, some kind of Kazakhstan below that. Even Kazakhstan is better than us. Can you believe that? It's very sad, you know. And look at here. IIT is not even top 200. That Hindu article at least said that not in 100. Look at 200, and now it has gone below 300. Every year we are going down, down, down. What kind of progress we are making? So this is the reason I think every teacher and teachers could change the shape of the country, could change could bring the change in the minds of our new generations. And it is every teacher's responsibility. I am not just talking to the science teachers, I'm talking to all the teachers so that they understand that, you know, how important is science and technology. And there are only two ways you can bring up your advancements in your country. One is by doing project-based learning, putting in your curriculum what is scientific method, what is engineering. For engineering colleges, the faculty members don't even know what is engineering method. It is very sad. And we are producing lakhs of engineers. Government data says 78% engineers are unemployable. What kind of education is this? You know, look at here. You know, IITs at that time in this is not the new data. This is 212, and over above is even little country like Malaysia and is far ahead, and Israel is far ahead. Japan is far ahead. China, of course. You know, all this we are ashamed. PISA, and we do not even participate in PISA. In 2012, we participated and we were at the bottom, I think in the bottom, maybe 2 countries above. We didn't learn. Instead of finding out what went wrong, what we did is we stopped participating in PISA. And Prashant Pandey writes, PISA results shame India, but is anyone surprised? Really? And that was in 2012. And look at his. If we had any greatest knowledgeable prime minister in our Indian history, Manmohan Singh, he was the great economist, respected even by Harvard. And he's worried. Why? Because India is not advancing in science and technology. And I'm not going to go and read all those things. And Vivek Wadhwa, Vice President Research, Innovation, he talks about, compared with the products of Asian secondary schools, American students are free thinkers, says Vivek Wadhwa, Duke and Harvard University professor. And here, this is another interesting thing. You can walk up to your teacher and tell her that she is wrong or he is wrong in Asia or in India. He continues, you wouldn't dare to do that. Your kids, your students come and tell you you are wrong. You don't ask why I'm wrong. Can you tell me why I'm wrong? We don't say, no, you are wrong. How dare you come to and ask a teacher a question? That is not a respect of a teacher. So I think my battery is coming down. Let me bring the the cord and connect it. Just hold on a second.
An announcement to all the participants must register. We have shared a link in the chat box. Please register, and inshallah, at the end of the programs, we'll give the certificate. The certificate will be given to those who have registered and attended all the 4 Saturdays sessions. Kindly register. Through registration only, we can get your name and school. In the registration form, you write correctly the name as it is to be written in the certificate. So that's
Wow. Thank you very much, Dr. Nazar. You took over when I brought my...
I was waiting for the gap.
All right. Thank you. So everybody knows who is the president of United States, who was the president also. If you look at Obama's picture, everybody knows in India, and many of them don't even know who is president of India, but they will know who is the president of America. This is because of advancements in science and technology. Everybody remembers it. Okay, so look at Program of International. The PISA means Program for International Student Assessment, and a widely respected test. Indicates that the United States has fallen down to 21st place. When United States fell down to 21st place, American president is worried. What happened when India fell down below 300? We are not worried. Still we are saying India is shining and, you know, we are the leaders of the world and this and that. Where is that leadership? Have you paid attention to what is your budget, education budget? Not even, I think it is 3.1% of GDP. And now they have this budget, they have taken 10% down from that 3%. So, but look at these countries who are leaders, what they are doing. They are worried how we can bring up our level to that country, a small country like Hong Kong and all those, you know, and now at one point, Finland was on in the top 1, but now Hong Kong and other Chinese countries are on top. Look at this, what is happening? So he was worried, and so came the STEM. He was the one who introduced STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. He said that our kids are not interested in these subjects. So quickly, he spent $3 billion. And by the end of 2021, we should have enough STEM teachers, STEM related schools, and the curriculum which geared towards the STEM. So now, because of his efforts, because of Mr. Obama's effort, we have advanced more in science and technology. And the reason, and I will tell you one more thing, how MIT, in comparison with IIT, MIT has produced by now more than 78 Nobel laureates. It's an old slide, okay? What about IIT? How many Nobel laureates we have? I'm not saying the Nobel Prize is the criteria, but it reflects something. A single institution in United States, there are not more than one MIT there. We have so many IITs in India. Not any one of them has produced one Nobel laureate. It hurts. It hurts every Indian, but nobody is looking at it. How to improve our education? Our budget should be spent like more than 50% on our education. We are, if at all we are going to change the education system, we are not successful in bringing any change. New education policy has been released. We are going to implement that. And is that included? Is scientific method included in that? So I have already mentioned about this. This is NGSS, next generation. That resulted into next generation sciences standard. And this is three-dimensional, in which the scientific and engineering practices are taught to the students. And core ideas is the core curriculum, your curriculum. In that, the practices like how scientists work, scientific method. So it should be taught to the students. And then cross-cutting. Cross-cutting means overlapping. Engineering overlaps with other subjects. So how we can, like even economics. Recently, one of our, Indian origin scientist, he was economist, and he got a Nobel Prize in economics because he applied science, scientific way of using the data and calculating in economics. So we have those over. So there is cross-cutting concept. Biology is kind of overlaps with chemistry. Chemistry could overlaps with physics and all this. And our kids should know, and they should understand the basic concepts. So we have to have a lack of creative thinking. We have to have creative thinking and critical thinking. Our kids should be trained in a way that they should able to create, and just not for criticizing for criticism, but they should critically think. If there is a formula and they think it is not it's not right, then they should prove that this is not right. So the critical thinking, creativity is an important goal of science. Okay, so in the curriculum we have to add a scientific method or engineering method, and somehow in the United States we add right from the 4th grade scientific method, how scientists work. And with my great efforts in Andhra Pradesh, and before they split Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, in biology 8th book, they introduced scientific method with that, how scientists work. And in that they mentioned about variables, independent variables, and other, constant variable and dependent variable and all those things. So with this, I think I will stop here. And if there are any questions, I will take it, because I have another meeting at 6 o'clock already. I think 4 minutes past 6 o'clock. So please forgive me. And if there are any question, I will take one question. Thank you very much.
Any questions from audience, please? Time is short. Okay, Dr. Sir. Thank you, Dr. Sir.
One concern, actually, sir.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, schools from Tamil Nadu show great interest in participation. The teachers and students have the very good ideas. And mashallah, every time we get more than 500 entries. But when we select, only about 150 we are able to select. Where they lacking generally where they lacking is the planning the experiment and understanding the variables. So that is where they are lacking. And I hope this seminar will focus more on experiment, make the all the teachers to understand on the concept of variable and how to plan the experiment following the scientific methodology. That is a concern.
Yeah,
just for information.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Nazar, because mine is just an introductory talk. I'm not, it may take hours.
Yes. And I understand, but I'm telling.
Raja is there, and you are.
Another. We will take it forward, inshallah. Other questions.
I'm
sir, excuse me, sir.
That you.
Yes.
I will leave that part to you and
Yes, yes, we will,
speakers.
inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Just I am mentioning.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Really, your session is a very good, informative as usual. For a long time, we missed you. Today, we have got the opportunity to listen to you. Really, all as usual, your lecture is always based on scientific conceptions. We understand what is science and what is technology. And moreover, that your love with your mother country is a gift in disguise for us, that it brings you here often, and we are getting benefit from you. We wish you more visits to India in future also. May Allah reward you with a long life, peace and prosperity, Dr. Saab. All the best. Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you. Yeah.
Very much.
Now I request Dr. Madam Nigar Akhtar to extend the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Respected members of OMIET and Telangana SFA, respected participants, members of school management, resource person Dr. Qazi Azher Saab, and our chief guest today, Janab Azizur Rahman Sahib. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam.
First and foremost, on behalf of OMIET, I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this knowledge sharing
Chale gaye.
Voice is not there, madam.
Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Respected members of OMIET and Telangana SFA, respected participants, members of school management, and resource person Dr. Qazi Azher Sahab, and our chief guest of today, Janab Azizur Rahman Sahib. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
First and foremost, on behalf of OMIET, I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making this knowledge sharing. And as mentioned by Professor Nasser, at OMIET Science Fair, we are standing on the giant shoulders of Dr. Qazi Siraj Azher. We record our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for coming repeatedly to India like Muhammad Ghazni, and finally establishing the science fair in various parts of India and giving us a very strong wake-up call. Thanks are due to Janab Azizur Rahman Sahib, the president of Telangana Science Fair, for his wonderful inaugural address. We thank him for stressing the importance of teachers and the role of science fair in nurturing the 21st century skills in children, and also the difference between the science fair and the science exhibitions.
Thank you, madam.
We thank Professor Abdul Kamal Nazar for his superb dedication to the cause of science and for organizing this series of lectures, and also for introducing today's chief guest and resource person. We are also indebted to Dr. Peshman Nazir Sahib for rendering the welcome address and khirat. And thank you, teachers and attendees, and also the office bearers of OMIET, and especially the school Mount Safa for giving us this platform to conduct all these seminars. And thank you very much. Jazakallah khair for the opportunity.
Thank you
Amin.
all.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you all. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanaka wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
All participants kindly registered. Make note of the link.
So kindly keep it a little open.
Yes, yes.
Only
yes,
sir
we are
for some
waiting.
time. Sir has to leave.
Yes,
Qazi
it
sir
will be
can-
open. It will be open for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All have to fill up their forms. Those who filled up, they only will be getting certificates for attending 4 programs.